What up? This is a contest entry for a very cool YouTuber, Anthony Pellegrino. I was glad I stumbled across him, probably from someone I must have subscribed or came across him, and he does some pretty good videos and provides some pretty good insight. I'm looking forward to some of his new content in the future that he mentioned about podcasts, etc., etc. So, big ups to you, Anthony Pellegrino, and good luck on as far as those future endeavors go. And I'm sure me and other people are looking forward to that. But anyway, I'm making this video response for his contest that he's offering to his subscribers, which is cool. And I'm going to talk about one of my favorite movies. This is not the actual Blu-ray version, but I wanted to show off a rare DVD, um, and that's the Saturday Night Fever, and that's the 25th anniversary. And it's a rare DVD because comes with a slip. So let me just open it up for you and show you. No, it usually comes out a little easier, but anyway, pretty cool. Tony Manero, played by John Travolta. Pretty cool artwork and great inside artwork here. So um, I was thinking about. I had the Blu-ray of this though. I was thinking about trading this in, but I mean, look at it. It's a very nice copy, and you know what? I'm thinking I'll just keep it just for the collection. And this was made in 1977. I'm sure pretty much most people, at least if haven't seen the film, at least heard of it. It's pretty iconic in John Travolta's career. He was a rising star in the old TV show Welcome Back, Kotter, and this film kind of took him to superstardom. So, now the title itself, it sounds, and if it wasn't with the right team, the right director, writer, the whole shebang, this could have been pretty cheesy. And they took real care of this material and the subject matter and made it more of the. I mean, of course, the whole movie's about, the highlights is the dancing, but it's the metaphor of it really is about friendships, about pretty much your manhood. You get to a certain age where you feel and you're ready to examine what's going on in your life, whether or not it's good or bad, and whether or not your environment, your friends, your family, is that putting you down? And if you're not getting the support you need, do you need to venture on? I mean, if you're going to be living in the area you're living in, and it's not enhancing you as a person, then you need to take those steps to elevate yourself, to grow. And that's all these subjects and more is addressed in this movie. It's disguised as a dance film, which it is, but the core of it is based on those principles. So, without getting too deep, John Travolta plays Tony Manero, young guy, probably in his early 20s. He's not really thinking about college. He works at the paint store, and his main hobby is dancing at the nightclub in his area in Brooklyn. So, Bay Ridge, if I'm not mistaken. And he's great. I mean, he realizes that's his passion. He's not just taking the dancing for fun. Like, he really puts effort into it. So he has this group of friends that they, same thing. They're young and dumb, and all about getting girls and having fun at the club, whatever. So uh, he meets this young lady here, and she intrigues him. So there's a dance contest which he is going to do with someone else, but he realizes this woman can really dance. So she gives him kind of a cold shoulder, and eventually they come to agreements that just for the business, just for the dancing purposes, they should just enter. And in actuality, she kind of makes him think more as far as his future. She is from that area, and It's a different contrast where she wants to go back to school. She's working at this place in Manhattan, and she sees like the different spectrum from Brooklyn to Manhattan, where it's just a different group of people. Maybe more with it intellectually. It's stimulating her to grow. So in other words, he's seeing that, and then now he's starting to think about his life, and at first he's rejecting it. As throughout the movie progresses and his own journey, he begins to realize that maybe his life isn't as great as he thinks it is, and the whole irony of it all. So, of course, it has a great soundtrack by the Bee Gees. It's kind of cheesy, but I mean, when you hear it, you get a bop to it. I mean, everyone does. So, this is directed by John Badham. He's done quite a good couple films from that time period. Most people probably remember Short Circuit with the Johnny Five robot, War Games with Matthew Broderick, Stakeout with Emilio Estevez and Richard Dreyfuss, and he might have he's done some other stuff, but he's one of those old school directors, so I don't think he's done anything now. He might be retired, but this is based on an actual article that was written in the New Yorker back in the '70s about dancing, and one of the producers got the rights to the article, and they made a movie out of it. And like I said, the subject matter in itself, and if it wasn't in the right hands, putting the right writer and the director involved, this could have been way out of there. So, and I think it surprised a lot of people because John Travolta gave an excellent performance. The dancing, like I said, now you watch it, it's a little bit dated, but I think it's still pretty well choreographed, and the music for its time it's probably still one of the highest, if not highest grossing soundtrack ever. Saturday Night Fever. And I mean, it surprised a lot of people because of the content of the film, the message it brought, and it was pretty serious. I mean, it dealt with a lot of much more subject matter than I'm probably even talking about. And we're not even going to mention the dreadful sequel that Sylvester Stallone directed, Staying Alive, which is it's utter garbage. But and now within the last 10 years, they've been talking about like doing like a, how Stallone did like Rambo. There was talk of like doing like a sort of like, Tony Manero, kind of like him coming back to the place he grew up and kind of like readjusting his life. But I think that's dead. Now it's new talk of remaking it, and it's just like that's where I think it's gonna draw the line because it's like, okay, maybe you wanna upgrade the soundtrack, you wanna upgrade the dancing. Obviously, those things have changed in the last 35 years, but the content and the story, as far as your manhood growing up, dealing with all those issues, never changed. So, but that being said, I mean, the way things are remade today, it's gonna like take away. And if it's gonna be like Justin Bieber, and no offense to him, like it's just not gonna work. Not for me. If it's gonna be marketed for the teeny boppers, great. But for people who grow up watching this, it's not gonna work. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. So this is definitely my recommendation as for a really good movie, Saturday Night Fever. Trust me, if you haven't seen it, give it a watch, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it. Anyway, this is my conscious entry for Anthony Pellegrino. Keep up the good content. Peace.